YouTube channel.
This is Titus Ross, spitting truth, getting banned from the Matrix.
Hello everyone and welcome to the show. Tonight I'm going to be going over the mysterious case of Cicada 3301 and what happened to Ian Murdock and why are they connected. So I'm actually in contact with some of the people that are running Cicada now. I've been emailing them, and according to them, two of the three original founders of Cicada 3301, and they said I could tell you all this, so there's no problem for me to tell you this. One of them was this guy, Bruce C. Clark Jr. And just to go down through here, a radar man during World War II and the Korean War, he's commissioned a naval intelligence officer and joined the Central Intelligence Agency on leaving the Navy in 1953. He was the first director of the Office of Strategic Research at the CIA. He represented the Defense Department at the Mutual and Balanced Force Reduction talks in Vienna, Austria, served briefly in the Department of Energy, and returned to the CIA to become Deputy Director of Intelligence under Admiral Turner. He received medals for distinguished service from the CIA and Defense Department and is an awarded rank of Meritorious Officer in the Senior Intelligence Service. Okay, so this is one of the two guys, and the only reason I'm showing you this is to let you know the level of intelligence that is behind the Cicada stuff. So just to show you that there are actual, because I believe Cicada's white hats that are working for America against the, powers that should not be, based on my interaction with them and based on the information that they're putting out. And how they created QAnon to wake people up and stuff like that. So just showing you the level of intelligence behind that. This is one of those two people. The other one is Ian Murdock, okay? And both of these individuals are now no longer alive. So Bruce C. Clark Jr., rest in peace. And the other one is Ian Murdock, okay? So Ian Murdock was actually murdered, it looks like. Okay, so what we're going to do tonight is go through some of the evidence based on that, because it does look like he was actually murdered, and this is very important information. So I want people to take a closer look at what happened to this guy. And he was the creator of Debian Linux, and Debian, it actually stands for Deb and Ian. So that's where they came up with the name for that, and it's named after him and now his ex-wife. I believe it says he was divorced before his death in January 2008, according to this Wikipedia article here. Okay, so that's who the 2 out of 3 people behind the creation of the Cicada group were. Okay, so that just tells you that this group's not just some, ARG nonsense, which is what I thought it was, because I never looked into it. Okay, so now that I've looked into it, I can tell you that that's not what it is, and what it is something very serious and very good, I believe. So it's valid proof that there are white hats working on our side. So for all those people that are into QAnon and all that stuff, if you guys want to take a look at actual white hats on our side, now you're looking at the real people that are behind the scenes, helping us. And these are, it's just some of the people that we know about now. Like as Field McConnell said, the guy exposing the SES and all that, and Christine Marcy and all those things, he's a white hat, a verifiable one. So that's we do have like military people and stuff like that on our side. So that is the good part. The bad part is these people are paying for their service to us and for fighting back with their lives. And in the case of Ian Murdock, it looks like he was murdered by the police. So I asked them what happened to this guy, and this is the response I get. I'll just read it to you. Murdoch was murdered by San Francisco, and I'm not saying this, I'm saying this is what they are saying, and I'm not saying exactly who is saying this. I'm just saying the source at Cicada that told me this is his claim. Okay, so this is just what I'm repeating. So please don't come after me for saying this, but this is what they said. Okay. What do you think happened to Murdoch is my question. Response. Murdoch was murdered by San Francisco police. He was strangled right after he went back to his house by two police officers. They used the cord from a vacuum cleaner. Ian posted that he was being set up prior to his death. If you cover this, Titus, it will be heroic. Ian was discovered naked, and cops set it up to look like a suicide. Ian was investigating police corruption in California. They knew. They arrested him after beating him and stripping him. Why would he want to be discovered naked after being so furious about it? And then there's a tweet here. So like an article and stuff like that I already have pulled up. So if we get into it here, there's a video here I've already watched called Ian Murdock Cover-Up Must Watch by Terrace Renfro. And you can go through this. It has all types of videos of Mr. Murdock talking about how he works on open source projects. I saw another really good video by Murdock where I believe he's talking with Microsoft people about Linux and all that type of stuff. Obviously, Murdock was a very intelligent guy, a leader in the open source community. Which is, all the people on Steemit are obviously fans of open source and things like that. So I thought this was pretty interesting. So if you haven't seen it yet, go and check this stuff out. But just let's get into the tweets here for a second. So updated Debian founder Ian Murdock's tweets are raising eyebrows. And you can see the Debian thing here. Now I know people that are familiar with my work are instantly going to be like, look, it's the the boy lover symbol there and all that. But no, let's not jump to conclusions here, because that's also a widely used symbol called the infinity symbol, and I'm pretty sure that's what it's being used as here, as there's no indications of any other wrongdoing by Murdoch of that type of stuff. So don't jump to conclusions with symbols and stuff, please, people. Okay. So that's just an infinity symbol this time, not the boy lover FBI recognized symbol and all that. So, and I'm just saying that because people watch my work are very familiar with the other symbol, and they're probably going to look at this one and be like, immediately thinking that. But if you look up the infinity symbol, which is a very common symbol to use, that's, I think, what that is there. So Ian Murdock, known for starting the Debian project, filled up his Twitter feed with a traumatic experience he seems to have gone through with the police. Update 12:29. Ian Murdock's Twitter account has been taken down. There's been no update on his blog. 12:30. Is reporting that Ian Murdock passed away. No details were given. 12/30/2015. Tweets in memory of Ian are starting to appear. Okay, so original story. It all started with his first tweet today where he announced that he commits suicide. I'm committing suicide tonight. Do not intervene as I have many stories to tell and do not want them to die with me. Hashtag Debian, hashtag runner Christie67. He has since declared that he won't take that drastic step, and over the course of many tweets has released some of the details which prompted these tweets. Apparently he was attacked by the police for knowing I believe they meant type knocking on his neighbor's door. We're not sure exactly what he means by that, though it could be an autocorrect for knocking. Okay. I'll write one more blog on this later, but police here beat me up for knowing on my neighbor's door. They sent me to the hospital. So you can see here he's saying, I'll write more on my blog later, but the police here beat me up for, and that's probably typed knocking, and this happens to me all the time on Twitter, where you type one word in and it's close to another word and it automatically switches it, even though the other word makes no sense whatsoever. Okay, so that's just like a thing with the autocorrect system, and you'll see that happen to me on Twitter sometimes. Okay, so moving on. He says, I'm going to post my case on my blog. If anyone can post it on Hacker News or wherever, I would appreciate it. Ian Murdock, December 28th. And, this is the one here at the end. The rest of my life will be devoted to fighting against police abuse. I'm white. I made $1.4 million last year. They are uneducated, bitter, and only interested in power for its own sake. Contact me, imurdock, at imurdock.com if you can help. And, this all happened right before he was found dead. Uh-oh. I think my daddy duty calls, so I'll wrap this up really quickly. Unfortunately, my son just woke up. So, what I'll say here is if you go to this report here and you go down to the bottom here, you can find some pretty interesting stuff. There's a couple of different things, including the autopsy report. So if you pull it up, you can find it. But anyways, what I wanted to show you guys is in the bottom here, you can see there's an altercation with the police before all this took place. And also in this Wikipedia article at the bottom there, they have linked up the medical examination of this guy. All right, here you go. So when you pull this up, you go down here, you can see the autopsy report and all that type of stuff. And they're claiming in this that he hung himself with a piano wire, which, according to the subject was reported arrested by San Francisco police, 12/28 for suspicion of intoxication, resisting arrest, and assault on a police officer. Sister called the office and said that he might have been having, issues and stuff like that. Cause of death, hanging, here's the autopsy report. Examination, all that. You can go through all this here. I thought the interesting thing to take a look at here was at the end, it gives you like physicians present, forensics, and then it gives you, all these different things about the examiners, all the doctors that signed off on this. And I didn't have time to do it yet, but I thought an interesting lead is if maybe we could scan through these plum books by American intelligence media. So I'll put the link for this in the description box to these. But in here we should be able to find, maybe we'll be able to find these people in here if they're a part of this. I'm not sure if they're a part of SES or not, but maybe they are, maybe not. I don't know. So I just thought that might be an interesting thing. So with all that said, this right here is the latest Cicada puzzle. It's up on DeFango's thing, so if you want to take a look at that, go check it out. All right, and that's the curious case of what happened to Ian Murdock. It looks like the San Francisco police murdered him for trying to uncover police corruption. All right, peace everyone. God bless out there. Take care. Have a wonderful